Hey guys, what's up? Today I want to make a video documenting my process of finding the perfect controller for playing streamed games to my phone or on my phone. By streamed games, I mean like from the cloud, like cloud streamed games. So like Stadia, xCloud. I've been streaming them from my Xbox directly. So I'm not talking like mobile games. I mean like games that are, being processed somewhere else, being streamed to my phone. There's a couple concerns here. When you're trying to pick out a controller, you got to pick out a controller you like. You gotta pick out a controller that's like compatible with your phone. On iOS, you don't have all that many options as you do on Android, which I'll talk about in a couple minutes. And you also have to be concerned about Bluetooth latency. I didn't actually realize how much of a concern that was going to be until I kind of got into this journey and tried a bunch of controllers. So let's dive into it. The first controller I tried was just a PS4 controller. I have the cool see-through blue one. I can't really see it, but with a super cheap clamp attached to it. I actually got like two of these for like $8 on Amazon. It was only like $1 for two. I don't know, or to get two instead of one. I quickly realized that the weight distribution on these kind of sucked. The clamp design is awful. Like when you play like a normal person, like down, all the weight kind of ends up back on the back of your device, and it puts a lot of strain on your wrists, especially if you're using the back buttons. The other thing I didn't like is it seems like Xbox controllers are more accepted on these services than PlayStation controllers. Some of the controls seemed a little wonky. So I thought, why don't I just pick up a Xbox clamp? So I picked up one of these. It's just like a cheap Xbox clamp. This goes in and out to be a stand to use with my Xbox One controller. Note it's the one with the notch, as well as with a audio jack. This is also connected through Bluetooth to my phone, which is an iPhone. Slip that on, and it felt a little bit better, especially when I used the stand while gaming, so I kind of would have it on my knee. And the fact that it was the Xbox controller, to me, felt a little bit better. However, the delay was a little bit longer than I anticipated, which made things feel a little jelly. For a while, I thought that was just Stadia. Or Stadia, I was playing on Xbox. Basically, everything I was playing with it felt a little more jelly than what I wanted. And the weight is also, still forward-facing. So I thought, why don't I spend a little bit more money? Let me pick up one of these 8BitDo controller clamps. So this one's a little bit more advanced. Let's see if it'll get focused. Cool. If you see, it has like this double hinge design here, so you can actually put your phone on top of your controller. So I have a second controller here. This one's not notched. Keep that in mind. That comes up in a second. It comes with both bottoms for both a notched and a not notched controller. Slides in just the same. You could throw your controller on. And that's a little bit better. That the weight distribution is more towards you. The screen is actually closer to you. That's actually kind of nice. I feel like I could play this a lot more. It's even better if you change the settings here to be closer to the controller. However, it makes it hard to hit the buttons that are under the clamp, as well as makes it so you can't take it off. So I found that kind of inconvenient. So it kind of had less of a advantage. Also, because of the way the weight distribution on this is, it kind of falls backwards. So I like the clamp on this one a lot. This 8BitDo one I think was like $15. I would say that if you want to go this route, definitely pick up the 8BitDo one. It's way nicer. It's way nicer on your wrist. The build quality is like great. It also will make it so you can use the non-notch controller if you have one. However, I found out after I got this all set up, so I got the whole rig set up, that there is no drivers yet for iOS. And I mean, this controller came out with the the Xbox Series like almost a year ago now, and there's still no support on the iOS. I think there is for Android, just not iOS. I was really bummed. I wanted to use like the newest controller with my phone, but that just didn't pan out. So I was a little frustrated. Keep that in mind if you're picking out controllers. That even though this 8-bit do controller attachment does work and have a explicit back for the notch or the non-notch controllers, it does not work with iOS yet. It's supposed to soon. There's supposed to be an update. It just doesn't. So I tried all these things. I was really disappointed. I was getting a lot of lag on my games. It just felt squishy. I was very impressed with the streaming in general, like the fact that it worked at all, but it just wasn't great. I wasn't using it. Even though I bought all these attachments, it felt a little silly. So I got a lot of ads on Instagram for this thing called Backbone. And I ended up, I didn't want to buy it because it was like $100, which is, in my opinion, an absurd amount of money for a controller. Like, no controller should be $100. Like, the Switch controllers are $70, and there's 2 of them, and a camera attached to it. But I finally caved. I bought it. It makes your phone resemble basically a Switch. It's really similar to the Razer Kishi, which is, I think, half the price, but this was getting good reviews. I saw it a bit on Reddit. So I thought I could return it if I don't want it. The box is super awesome. And this is what it actually looks like. It expands a little. Controls, standard console controls with like, it does have a screenshot button, which does work on iOS somehow. It like actually triggers a OS screenshot, an OS level screenshot, as well as OS level screen recording for gameplay, which is cool. It has like a home button for going back to like a Backbone home thing, which you can add like shortcuts to all your games too. So for example, mine has a shortcut to the Xbox streaming platform as well as to Minecraft. Not that I play Minecraft that much, but it is on my phone. So one thing I didn't like about Backbone is that you do have to take off your case, which is always a risky thing to do. I always tell people just don't. I repaired phone screens for a long time. I think it's awful to take it off, but I think this is the first time, just slip it in like that, that I've bought something that you have to take your screen off, your case off for, that I actually like. So check that out. It feels more like a Switch. The weight is perfectly distributed. And notice that it actually plugged in. This is not Bluetooth. This is actually direct Thunderbolt. So you have to choose between a iOS version of Backbone and Android version of Backbone. And it does have a Thunderbolt port at the bottom, so you can charge while you play, as well as a audio port, so you can listen without lag as you play, because if you have Bluetooth headphones, there would be a little bit of lag. I won't bore you with gameplay, but I will say that it worked really, really well. There is no latency. The latency that I was getting from streaming was drastically reduced. Like, I didn't realize how much of the latency I was hitting was actually Bluetooth latency over like network latency to the server. It made a big difference. I actually have been playing Witcher 3, which is, not a competitive game, with the Backbone, and it's been great. I've been playing it like, go up to bed and just kind of throw the Backbone on my phone and, play for an hour before bed. While TV's on. One thing I didn't like about it is that and maybe I can get used to this, but my wrist bends really weird trying to like aim very exact with the right analog stick. So if I'm playing like Halo, which I tried, trying to play a competitive game, streaming is never gonna be amazing until like it's cloud native, which other people say that won't work, but I think cloud native for FPSs will work. We'll see if that's the case one day, but until we get there, playing an FPS streaming on another device is going to be really hard, and this makes it harder because it's really, I don't know, having to hold this like that and like shoot. Maybe I can get, or there we go. Maybe I can get used to it, but otherwise it cramps my hand. But for casual games, doesn't matter. I've gotten enough gameplay out of the Backbone so far that I'm very happy with it. I was really hesitant to spend that money, and I did it. I don't know how much better it is than the Kishi, because the Kishi you can get half this price. You can get about $50 on sale most places. You can get them used, I think mostly for Android, a lot of places. So that might be something to compare it to. But my takeaways are Bluetooth latency sucks for controllers. It's awful, not worth it. And having to take off your case is meh, but I'm happy with it. I didn't think I would be. I thought I'd return it, and here I am, using it. So cool. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. I don't know if I get a notification. Feel free to like and subscribe. I don't make videos unless people explicitly ask for them. I think Ryan asked for this one. And none of my videos are going to be good. So thank you.